Hey guys, this is Dracor. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, finally. I took a bit of a hiatus there. I kind of realized I was pumping out too much stuff at once and I kind of eased off of it and kind of had to take a break. But I'm back, and as promised, the next figure I'm going to be reviewing on my YouTube channel is the Age of Apocalypse Marvel Legends Cyclops from Wave 2 of their Age of Apocalypse series. Now this is the Colossus Build-A-Figure set. As you can see, on the back are several figures we've already reviewed, and one more that's on the way. Well, two more technically, because we still got to do the Build-A-Figure. But we have Magneto we've already reviewed, Rogue, Cyclops we're reviewing now, Sabretooth. Kitty Pryde will be our last figure before we review the Build-A-Figure of Colossus. I might do that as them together because they are a couple in that universe, much like they kind of are off and on again in the main 616 universe. Iceman and Legion. So, he comes with the Colossus leg Build-A-Figure piece and no other real accessories. Just him in his costume with his armored pieces that are on there. They are separate pieces, but they are attached, and we'll get a closer look at those later in the video. So, without further ado, let's get him open and see how cool he is, and check out the articulation and everything. Back in 1 second. Alright, here he is out of the packaging, and in a really weird pose because I had a little bit of trouble getting him standing correctly. I don't know what it is. He just stands very weird. But he's overall, I like him, but for some reason you can't quite adjust his articulation to get him to stand properly, which is very annoying. It's almost like his legs are like too enclosed in, or like they used bigger legs than they should have with the body piece. So that's a little bit unnerving. Let's go ahead and put his arms down, see if that helps. Yeah, okay, that's better. Try and get him in a more neutral pose so he actually looks like looks like he's actually standing and not trying to do some weird dance. So this is him out of the packaging. He doesn't really come with any accessories except for the Colossus Build-A-Figure piece. Same standard Colossus Build-A-Figure piece, leg piece, with the exception of this being the left leg. But not an actual accessory for him. This is just part of another figure that we're going to make after we've collected everything together. In a way, his belt is kind of an accessory. It is a separate piece, but it is also a solid separate piece that does not look like you can remove it unless you pop off the head, and then it looks maybe you could get the shoulder bit over, but the belt has no separation, so I don't think you can get off, but it is loose on him. This is him in his Age of Apocalypse look. He's missing an eye because he blasted off that universe's version of Wolverine's hand, who was still called Weapon X at the time, and in return, Weapon X cut his eye out. He's actually one of the bad guys in Age of Apocalypse. He's a bad guy that starts to kind of turn good. Him and his brother Alex, Havoc, are working for Mr. Sinister, who's been like working on genetically engineering mutants to make the perfect mutant subject for Apocalypse. He has a basic color scheme with this blue jumpsuit, solid blue jumpsuit and gloves with gold armor pieces that, if you look at it, does have like a rusted or a darker gold material, like scratch look to it to kind of make it look sort of weathered. I know in a lot of pictures he looks like he's just wearing just like this gold, unscuffed, perfect looking like armor, but if you look real close, there's definitely some like battle detail. The arm has also got the gold plating on it, completely on this arm, and he's got bare arm on this side. I am a little upset that the elbow piece seems to be made of what's well, some people like to call the gold butterscotch plastic. It's not quite gold. It kind of looks like butterscotch. Um, but yeah, he's actually a really. I've always loved the Age of Apocalypse designs, and always liked his. I feel this could be been done a little bit better though. And there's his long hair from the Age of Apocalypse scenario. And dude has a 5 head. Like, I feel it should have stopped here instead, because I don't think it went that far back in the actual comic. And he's got a little bit of red for his eye that actually still shoots the optic blast, and a microphone and earpiece for communicating with his team. He worked with this thing called Factor X, which was like X Factor of the Age of Apocalypse that tracked down mutants for Mr. Sinister to experiment on. Now, as far as articulation goes, it's all pretty standard with a few exceptions because of this piece. So head is on a ball joint. He can go a full 360, though it is slightly hindered by the rubberized hair. You just kind of have to make sure that makes it clearance. So it's a ball joint, and so there's some wiggle and waggle also hindered by the hair. But then there's also a joint, an actual pen joint, but it is also very limited by his hair, so he can't look up that far. He can only look up like that. Can kind of look down, but not very well. This arm, full 360, full bicep swivel, double jointed elbow that does over, well, you got to make sure you get the first elbow. If you want to use both, you have to make sure you get that part of the elbow first, and then this. Double jointed elbow, but they made them too muscular, so it kind of gives them just 90 degrees of bend, even though it's a double joint, which is unfortunate. But then if you do it like that, it's also just 90 degrees, just a little bit lower, if you only use one of the joints. This glove piece is not separate, it's actually molded in. This, he has a wrist swivel and a wrist pin, so he can go back and forth. He can go forward that far, but not very far back because of the hand guard. He has, whoa, does he not have, yeah, he has waist articulation, but it's stuck on mine. Okay, yeah, mine's frozen, so I'm not going to try and break him. But he does have a waist joint, it's just I can't seem to be able to twist it. He has ab crunch, he can go that forward that far, back that far. This doesn't really get in the way. Now, this arm can technically do the same thing that this one can, except it can't go full 360 or out in a full T-pose because the shoulder pad is blocking it, which is unfortunate. But everything else on that arm is the same. Legs can go kick out that far, kick back that far, so not super far, but good enough. Full 360 swivel at the upper thigh. Double jointed knee for over 90 degrees. A swivel at the shin. A really tight ankle joint for so it can bend up that far, then go back that far. It's just super tight. It's really hard to maneuver. Maybe that'll loosen over time. The legs are actually quite rubbery on this one, which is unfortunate. He can do the full split, and apparently his leg can pop off. Again, that might just be because it's summer right here in San Diego right now, and it's kind of hot, so maybe the plastic has kind of heated up because of that, but he can do the full splits. And like I showed you, actually customizing Marvel Legends ain't that hard because these pieces can come off and then go right back on. So you can mix and match pieces if you really want. And he has an ankle swivel, ankle tiltage. So overall, pretty good. I wish he came with additional hands. He has no additional hands, no blast accessory at all. Some of the joint problems are annoying, and so is the shoulder pad. This is probably the weakest of the bunch, and I hate saying that because I love the design in the comic book. I'm going to give him a 7.5. I know, out of 10. It's a good figure, but it's just not quite good enough. It's It's rather upsetting because, like I said, I like his character and his design in the Age of Apocalypse comic book, and this is not well representative of it. I would have loved to have had a hand where when he puts his hand up, it would look like he's actually activating his visor. You don't get one of those, you just get fist. He doesn't have a blast effect. The only accessory he comes with is the Build-A-Figure piece, so bare minimum for accessories, which is upsetting. I mean, it's not a bad figure, but it's definitely way less than I expected for this line. But if you do want any Marvel Legends, Age of Apocalypse figures, or any other style Marvel Legend, you can pick it up. You can pick them up where I picked him up at TC's Rockets. That's here in San Diego, California, at 5155 Waring Road, San Diego, California 92116. Or you can go to the website, https://www.tcsrockets.com. And I will link that information in the description. When we return next time, I am going to be doing a review of Shadowcat, aka Kitty Pryde, and also we will finally build the Age of Apocalypse Colossus Build-A-Figure and see how he is. Thank you for your patience during this time when I was taking a break. And I hope you enjoyed this review. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, let other people know, and check out TC's Rockets, and have a great day. And I will see you again next time, where Kitty Pryde will be our figure.